Hello, everyone. I am LaDonna McAbee, your host of Networking Expert. And I just feel fabulous that I have Sherri Leopold here with me today. She is a wow woman for sure. And Sherri, I would love for you, just in like 30 seconds, tell us about why you are so incredible in what you do for yourself, your family, and your business.
Oh, thank you so much, LaDonna, and thank you for having me. Uh, Start off with just saying wow. I think everybody has the ability to wow, but wow for me stands for woman of worth, and that is really the basis of pretty much most of what I do professionally is really helping women and men. Sometimes they get to be a warrior of worth. So, um, but I believe that we all have the power to shine and stand up and stand out as that unrepeatable miracle that we are. That's what I love doing from a professional standpoint is sharing and highlighting incredible people like yourself, who happens to be one of the honorees for 2024 for the Wow Warriors, which I'm so proud of you. And also a columnist for the Wow Warrior magazine. So, you know what? Wow women tend to hang out together, and that's what I like to do is I like to help other entrepreneurs figure out how to wow their community and customers that they're building. As for personal, I'm married to Scott for almost 37 years, and we have 3 kids and 3 grandkids so far, and love being a nana, and just nothing like it. If I had downtime, I say I had because sometimes I don't have very much. I love to paint. That's one of the things a lot of people don't know about me is I love to paint and I love to draw. I'm a very creative person. Um, and it's fun because one of the ways I get to share the creative juice, if you will, is when like somebody's running for a promotion, or sometimes, and because I've coached a lot of people in network marketing, like a rank advance or something like that. I love coming up with creative ways to help you do it. So that's like one of my strong suits. Like I have people come to me and they're in other companies sometimes that compete with what I'm doing, right? And I don't care because I just want them to win, because that just goes along with, I want to help you wow your customers.
That's why you are a wow of a person, of a woman. And
I received that.
and what I love about you, Sherri, since you and I have met a couple of years ago or so, and it seems like we have known each other forever. And we're like Zoom sisters, I say. That's my
Yeah,
Zoom sister.
that's
Um,
true.
you're so inspirational. You're so giving. And that sometimes is hard to find in people, in all kinds of people, the giving factor. And, I love to give. Even if it's just a smile, I love to smile.
And
And
that is the biggest gift you can't imagine. People say, "Oh, you smile a lot." And I'm like, why would I not smile? Like I'm here, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm like able to help people. Like what's not to smile about? I look at it and I think, man, there's so many people that have so many challenges. Even the ones I think I do have, are very small in consideration. That's kind of like one of my philosophies is I feel we're all on a number line, right? And the zero is in the middle, right? And you go in the positive side of it as you grow. But some people have had it so challenging, they're like below zero, right? They're just praying to get back to zero and get to the positive side, right? And so I always like to think of that scenario when I have a challenge or I have something that's hard, is thinking about, I may feel like, "Ugh, I'm at a 1," but the reality is there's a whole bunch of people back here that have so much bigger problems and so much harder challenges, that 1, I'm just gonna be grateful it's just a 1 and not a -8, right?
yeah,
Like that's just looking at that, what's possible, and honestly, challenges are always temporary. They're always temporary. It doesn't matter what anyone says, it's always temporary because we're always changing as people, as situations, as time moves on. It is the one constant, right? Is change, which actually I love.
Everything changes, right? Imagine if we didn't change, we would still have no indoor plumbing. We would still have outhouses. So imagine.
We wouldn't be talking
I
in little
tell people every
squares from
day,
different
I don't like
states.
change. No one does, but imagine. But with everything you just said, the first word, if I had to sum it all up, now I'm not saying this about some things, I could not even understand some things people are going through. I have went through a lot, but there are still things that I've never had to travel through in life, nor do I want to. But it's called mindset. You just, if I had to sum it up with one word, it is our mindset. And mindset, it's everything.
Yeah,
It's
and I
true.
would say that if you were to ask me what word that my mind was set in or fixed on, and that's gratitude. Because I believe that when you fix your mind on gratitude, all those little challenges seem a lot less important. And you are able to, if this goes wrong, you're able to say, oh, but I have this and this and this, and I think even in bad situations, in fact, a huge pivotal turning point in my life came from something that was really hard emotionally for me. So much so I uprooted my entire family after 20 years where I was living and I moved. I said, I'm done. That's not healthy for me. I can't live there. I can't be around the people in that area. I won't leave a target on my back to spew your hate. Up and moved. And there were some people that were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I'm I'm saving me. I'm prioritizing me and my family because it was bleeding onto them, let's put it that way. And it was the best thing I ever did because that's where all the opportunities and the things people are seeing, it's where everything evolved from. And I think sometimes we think, oh no, this is so hard to change. And I'm like, but that is looking back, it is the best thing that ever happened. It's why my first collaborative story I ever wrote was called Is There a Rainbow After Your Storm? Because it was stormy as all get out. It was very difficult. But I look at what I have now, and none of it would be possible without having gone through that storm. And that's just another place where I had to be rooted in gratitude. I could pick up and move. I
Yeah.
I did have the perseverance and the self-confidence to say, you know what? I'm okay who I am. Maybe I just don't belong here. And I remove myself.
So
Gratitude.
many times I'll hear people for what in my mind is such little obstacles that we need to get through and travel forward. People will be really upset and down about it. And then, here I am, and I'm like, yes, but look at it this way, at least you can fix that. You know, for example, when my grandson's car, the transmission went out on it. We couldn't sell it because it was already upside. You know how cars are, they're upside down. But do you fix it? And my daughter was really upset. He's only 18. He didn't have the money. And my husband was, I'm never going to retire. I'm like, but look at it on a positive side. At least we can help him. And this is a learning tool for him to save for rainy days, because there are many rainy days in life. Because
Absolutely.
life
And
is what
he
happens.
had a car to fix. Some people
Exactly. He had
don't
a
have a
car.
car
I
at
mean,
all. So
18-year-olds can have a car.
right. I
So,
gotta
I
start
mean,
there.
but for my daughter, it was very stressful because she was
Yeah.
trying to figure out how she was going to do it as a single mom.
Yeah.
It was a big obstacle. And then Pawpaw was growling, and I'm just, smiling and going, hey, but we can help. We can help, and we can use it as a teaching tool. And I
And you can
really tried
say, look at
to
our great support system that we get to work together to figure it out and have a conversation. And navigate the challenge together. That's something to be grateful for right there. There's so many people that don't have any support system for anything they're going for through in life or in business, and that's one of those important things, in terms of business, that it's so important to have those key people you can go to when you're like, this is not going right. What do I do? Like, can you just talk to me about this so maybe we can come up with something, because I feel stuck. We have to have that handful of people that we can go to and say, man, I need help. I need help.
Absolutely. You have to surround you have to surround yourself with the right people for you,
Yep.
your family, and for your business. And, my family, we'll say, when there's an issue that comes up, we'll just say, well, we'll handle it as a family, like we always do, because we do. No matter what it is, we handle it. If it's going to affect any person in our family, it's like we bound together. Well, we have to do the same thing in our business life. We have to, it's like this bubble that I always talk about. This is my bubble. It's prime real estate inside of that bubble. It is worth millions, but only so many people get to live in my bubble.
Right.
And I choose wisely. And you
And
can't
you
all the
protect
takers.
that space, right? That you protect that space. And
I-
that's one of the ways you mind your mind, is not just what you're saying to yourself, but what you allow other people. I just trained on this last week, but like what you allow other people to put into your mind, because people do it every day. The
Yeah,
news tries to do it every day, the TV, the radio, everything. Somebody's always trying to put something into your mind that is their truth, but may not necessarily be your truth.
absolutely. And you know what? It's self-care.
Yes.
It's self-care. You may be talking about your business, but it's still self-care, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, how can we help take care of others and guide others and move our business where we want? And that's just the desire of life, is putting ourselves in the center and building on our self-care. So
Absolutely.
Sherri, it's I want to leave this interview with just a couple more things. Can you believe that half of 2024 is already over with?
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's like, was it January yesterday? I mean, what happened to January through June? I don't know, but here we are. So what would you tell a woman? What is that powerful conversation that you would like to have with another woman about finishing up 2024 strong for themselves, their family, their business?
I think the thing that I always come back to is just really how you talk to yourself, and in Givers University, we call it your auto-suggestion self-talk. I call it navigating self-bullying, and that's actually sort of the flip side of what you want to say is what you don't want to say, right? But either way you look at it, I think if I was going to have a conversation with somebody who really wanted to feel powerful and who wanted to live in a powerful way, it would be that. It would be the mind your mind. We have, I believe I learned we have 35 self-talks per minute, which is like 18 and 18 and a quarter million a year. You imagine saying 18 million things to yourself if they weren't good, and just being aware that like what rolls through your mind, what you're thinking about, what just randomly rolls through is so important, because your brain is not able to decipher the difference between this is fact or just something I'm thinking about. And that's where the mind your mind comes in. It's like being very self-aware and conscious of what your thoughts are that you're going through. The ticker tape is what I like to call it in your mind. You like that thing that's just rolling on repeat all the time. You choose what's on the ticker tape. It's a choice. And it's the one and only thing that we have 100% choice on. And it's critically important that you mind your mind, because you can't be powerful if you're not powerful in your mind first. And
That is
it'll affect your family, it'll affect your relationships, it'll affect your business, everything. It's why it's the first thing that you have to do. And when I say you're an unrepeatable miracle, that's exactly it. When we say things that are unkind to ourselves or not flattering, or, oh, I didn't get that done, I suck, I didn't finish that, or, like, oh, I'm not good at this or whatever, when you're saying those things, I always look at it as you're just making a concrete statement to God that he made a faulty product. And I don't think it's true. And
no,
that's my indicator. It's like, I'm not allowed to say that, because that's not true. That's not my truth.
yes,
I am as glorious as I was made to be.
absolutely. And Sherri, I want to leave everyone with this. Sherri, there is only one Sherri. There is only one you. So go out and be the very best you that you can be. And as
And
always, thank you so very much for this greatness, this learning experience once again that I have had with you. And just go out and move the world as you always do. Thank you so
thank,
much, Sherri Leopold. Have a
thank you so
wonderful day.
much.